Namaste and welcome to this Candlelight class. My Candlelight class is focused around relaxation and flow. So it's a really great time to start to turn the dials down to your life so you can get ready for a restful evening. Now, due to taping, I have to have my lights on a little bit lighter than I wish, but at home, you can really create your own oasis of relaxation around. So if you want to have candles or essential oils, whatever you have that will help you to turn those dials down, please hit pause on this video right now and set your space up so you feel comfortable, relaxed, and you can restore. Now this class is beginner focused and we will be going through a flow and then we will restore. So it's a great blend of both of my favorite yoga styles of vinyasa and restorative. So let's get started together. You're going to come to a seated, comfortable position. I am sitting on a blanket. It helps my hips to feel more comfortable so I can keep my spine nice and tall, and I'm not doing this, which I tend to do all day as I'm charting. So it gives me a time to bring my shoulders back. So if that's you, bring your shoulders back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then relax your arms down onto your lap. If this is too much for you, a variation is just to bring your legs out a bit with you crossed at the ankles, or you can have your legs out straight. You can lean up against a wall. Again, this is your practice. So find that seated, comfortable position. And let's begin. Close your eyes as we settle in here. And this month in the Yoga Health Nurse community, we're focusing on positivity and joy. So let's just take a moment with our eyes closed to think about something that brought you joy or positivity today. It's so easy to think about the negative in our life or in someone else's life. It's so easy to judge and just bring that negative vibe. So I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself right now and think of things that were positive. They don't have to be big. They can be little, small, joyous events or feelings, emotions that you experienced today. Let's just reconnect to that emotion, to that feeling of joy and positivity. And if you didn't feel that today, what is something that would bring you joy or positivity? Just meditate and think about that for a moment. Yes, we are meditating and thinking at the same time. Not allowing your mind to be totally clear, but connecting to that moment, to be present in that positive moment that you've experienced. And just notice the emotion, the feelings that arise when you connect. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring one hand to your heart, the other hand on top of your heart. And keep your eyes closed here or to a soft gaze. We're going to take 3 deep breaths together and we're going to breathe into our heart space. So you're going to feel that rise of the hands. You're going to breathe in through your nose and exhale out of the mouth. Now you're home. You can sigh it out. You can make some noise. Let the shit from the day go. The negativity that you may have experienced, that you may have given out. And let's breathe in the positivity and the joy. Together, empty your breath. Sometimes you can wiggle your jaw around, but really empty the breath out. And then close the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. hold it at the top. Open the mouth, let it go. Okay, we're gonna do that 3 more times. Breathe in, feel the rise of the chest into the hands. Hold it at the top for a moment. Open the mouth, sigh it out. 2 more, just like that. Hold. Let it go. Last one. Let it go. And feel those shoulders just melt away from the ears. Bring the hands back down onto the lap and pause here for a moment. Notice any changes, even if subtle, that are starting to occur in your body and in your mind and in your spirit. And then allow your hands to fall down to the mat. Good. Now the palms of your hands can hit the floor, or if you have blocks, you can pop your palms onto the blocks. We're gonna warm up our spine here. Let's inhale together and lift the arms up, palms facing up. Breathe in. Good, now press away. So press down to the floor, breathe out. Taking this nice and slow. It's time to slow it down, but we're still flowing with the breath. Breathe in. If your neck allows, you can look up. Press away, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. On your next inhale, lift your arms up. Awesome. Then you're going to bend your elbows, and the opposite palm is going to grab the opposite elbow. Good. Now you might already feel this. I know me with some tight shoulders, some really tight shoulders lately. I can already feel this just here. So what I'd love for you to do is bring your heart forward a little bit, but you don't want to pop too much in the lower back. So recruit from that core, tuck the tailbone just a little bit and try to get tall. Good, now we're gonna be opposite in the screen. So we're gonna inhale, get nice and tall as you can, and exhale with your hands still where they are. Lean over to the right. Good, and you'll feel that left side body open up. Breathe into that space. Good. On your next inhale, come back up to neutral. Awesome. Jog. And then exhale over to the left. Good. Inhale, come back. Bring your arms up and then down to a T. Good. Let it go. Palms facing forward. Thumbs up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, squeeze those shoulder blades, bring in joy to that heart, positivity. Oh, feel it in the neck and the shoulder blades. Exhale, give yourself a hug, right arm under left. Tuck the chin. Inhale, reach back out. Good, big breath in. Exhale, left arm under right arm. Give yourself a hug. Inhale, bring the arms back out. Big breath in. Release down. Good. You Take some shoulder rolls here. Forward. And then just switch. Just a quick little movement for transition. We're going to move into some seated twists. So right where you are, I'd love for you to take your left hand and place that on your right knee. Right hand comes behind you. You're gonna get nice and tall first, so your sitting bones are down into the mat. And then exhale, twist to your right. Yeah, now you can look over that right shoulder if your neck allows. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. And you may even find on every exhale, you can twist just a little bit more. Good, start to unwind. Awesome work. You're gonna come onto the other side. So right hand on top of left knee, left arm behind. Get nice and tall, breathe in, and then exhale, release. Oh, let it go. And release, come back. Awesome job. We're gonna come onto all fours on the mat. Tabletop position. Remember, the hands are stacked underneath the shoulders and the knees are stacked under the hips. Take a moment here to pause. Breathe in and out. Good. And then you're gonna tuck your toes under. Breathe in. And on your exhale, you're gonna lift your hips up and back into our first downward facing dog. Now bend the knees here. Good. Make sure your wrist creases are facing the top edge of the mat. Press the fingertips into the mat. Deep breath in. And then exhale, start to walk your feet in to meet your hands at the top edge of the mat. And take a ragdoll here. So you can bend your knees, opposite hands to opposite elbows. Completely let go. You can sway from left to right. Whatever feels really good in your body here. Please take that. Good, release the hands down. Inhale, half lift, hands come to the shins, flat back. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, press off the feet. Come on up to rise, mountain pose. Bend the elbows, hands to grab the opposite elbows. We did this seated. Breathe in, nice and tall. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to neutral. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, release, and forward fold. Bend the knees, hands to hit the mat. Step the right foot back. Good, we're in a lunge. Release the right knee down. Awesome job. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead into crescent. Holding here, keep breathing. Beautiful work. Release the hands down to the mat. Into runner's lunge, bring the hips back and the front heel onto the mat with the toes pointing up. Get your heart forward and down to bow. It's okay to keep a slight bend in that knee. Good, crawl forward. Awesome job. You're gonna place your hands on the mat, pick that right knee up. We're gonna kick off the back foot into a standing split. Now, it's okay for your left knee to be bent here. And this is a great opportunity to bring your blocks underneath your hands. And try to bow a little bit closer. Good. Now, in one full swoop, working on balance, you're going to bring your right knee forward as you stand on up. Concentration here. Hands can come to heart center or up overhead. Good. It's okay to wiggle and shake. Awesome. Exhale. Kick that right leg back. Take your time. Into airplane. Hands go back. Breathe in. And then release that right foot down. Beautiful work. Be soft with your landing. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, kick that back foot down. So the front heel and the instep of the back foot is in line. We're moving into warrior two. Hands come down to a T. Gaze over the front fingertips. Breathe in and out here. And exhale, the left forearm onto the left thigh, right arm up overhead. Breathe in. And out. Come back up to warrior two. You're gonna see my back side for a little bit. You're gonna pivot the feet so they're facing the long edge of the mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Let the head go, let the neck go. And whatever feels good here, you can bend one knee and then the other. Or just stay in stillness. Good. Inhale, half lift. And then crawl your hands back over. So your hands and feet face the top edge of the mat. Move your blocks for safety. And step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Awesome work. And start to walk your feet in to meet your hands. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, come on up, mountain pose. Good. Bend those elbows. Take a nice breath in, and on your exhale, lean over to the right. Push down into that left foot. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, left side. Push down into that right foot. Inhale, come back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Let something go here. And then bend the knees so the hands safely hit the mat and step that left foot back into a lunge. Good. And you can move around here in the lunge. See how it feels on this side. Allow the left knee to fall to the mat. You can also keep it up or pat it if you need to. The back toes can be tucked under, or the top of the foot can hit the mat. That's completely up to you. How do you feel? Inhale, lift up. into crescent. Breathe here. Good. Exhale, release the hands back down to the mat. Let's take that runner's lunge. So hips come back. Great job. Point the right toes up towards the ceiling. Get the heart closer to that knee. And bow. You can always take your pinky toe side and place it closer to the mat. You'll get your IT band for any runners out there. Or I guess as nurses, we're all runners at some point. Good. You're gonna come back up to that low lunge position. We're gonna move into our standing split so the hands can hit the mat. Pick the left knee up. And you're going to kick off that left foot into your standing split. Again, you can have your blocks underneath. And again, every side might be different. Now take a moment and just check in with your hips for alignment. I don't want your hips to be stacked, but rather in line. So perhaps your leg can't get too high, and that's perfectly fine. Comparison is the thief of joy. So whatever you are or whoever you are comparing yourself to will take your joy away. So don't let that happen in your practice, remembering that's something special to you and personal. So let's try to balance as we swing this left leg through. We start to stand on up and bring that knee to 90 degrees. Again, you can always bring your hands out to the side for balance or to heart center. Breathe in here. Good. Exhale, release. One breath in. And let's kick back. So it's okay if your foot needs to come down. Kick back into your airplane. Hands can come out to the sides or behind. And then slowly, you see me, I'm wiggling here. Slowly start to land your plane down. Good. Into that high lunge position. You're gonna pivot the back foot down as we move into warrior two on this side. Arms come out. Let's find some strength. Gaze over the front fingertips. Breathe in and out. Good. Right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm overhead into extended side angle. You can gaze under that armpit or down to the floor. Come back up. Warrior two. Beautiful job. We're going to pivot the feet so they're at the wide edge of the mat. Inhale, lift, arms come up. Deep breath in, exhale, let it go, forward fold. Whew. Inhale, half lift. And then crawl your hands over towards the top edge of the mat. Good. Toes point towards the top edge of the mat and step your left foot forward. Beautiful work. And let's bring it down into a squat. Good. And then lower down onto your bum. And let your legs go nice and long in front of you. Toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. You might need to pick your seat up and back So you can feel really grounded in the sitting bones. From here, inhale, lift the arms up. And we're just gonna bring our heart full of joy towards our toes and then the arms to fall. Now, to make this a little bit more restorative, you can always grab a block and place that block on any height that allows your forehead to rest. And as your forehead's resting, the whole back of the neck is able to let go. So breathe into that space that's calling to you in this moment. Even discomfort in our body can appear as negativity in our life, right? Because it can stop us from doing things that we love and enjoy. So the magic of the breath can help to tone that down. It also can help to completely take it away with even more practice, more discipline, more adventures on the mat. Breathe in and come on up. Good. And we're gonna go onto our back. So you're going to bend both knees, scoot your bum forward and come down. We're gonna take a bridge pose here. If you have a block, you can always, or a stack of books or a stack of blankets or pillows, you can always pop that block right underneath your sacrum. Bring your heels closer to your butt. Allow your hands to fall down by the sides. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, lift your hips up into bridge. And then you can roll your shoulders underneath. If you'd like to grab your hands, please feel free to do that as well. And I'd love for you to just breathe into that heart space here. Strong in the legs. Good, release the hands. Awesome job, and start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Yes. I love that feeling when I finally hit the mat. All right, bring your knees into your chest, and let's take a happy baby. So the hands go in between those legs, grab the outside of the foot or the ankles, and you can just play around here. But placing your tailbone or pulling or pushing your tailbone down, you'll start to feel some more opening in the hips, especially the inner groin area and the hamstrings. You can rock from left to right. And let's push our knees together with our hands and bring our knees in close for one big hug. You can pull your head in, give yourself a nice hug here. And then release your feet back to the mat. Beautiful job. You're gonna press off your feet, lift your hips up, but this time come over to rock onto the left hip and let your knees fall over to the left so they're together. If you have a block or a blanket, you can always pop that in between the knees. And then allow your hands to come to a T. And you can gaze over your right hand. But taking this time to really detox not only your GI system here, but also your day, your week, a few moments ago. Just wring it out in these twists. Good. Next inhale. Come on up. Back to neutral. Let's go to the other side. So pick your hips up first. Come on over to the right hip and allow those right knees to fall over. And gaze over the left hand. I love to close my eyes here. Allowing myself to really start to deepen my breath and go within. Turning those dials down. Good. Inhale, come back to neutral. And then find your way into our final pose of Shavasana. Legs come out long. Arms stay out to the side. Palms facing up. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together, just like we did in the beginning. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And on this exhale, completely let go and just drop in to the relaxation and restoration that Shavasana holds for you. Let the body go. Let all the tension go. Feel the heaviness in the back body, knowing that your mat supporting you, the ground, the earth is supporting you. Completely surrender here. And if you're able, I really encourage you to stay right here as long as you can. If you're ready to rise up out of the practice with me, I ask you to breathe in deeply, arms come up overhead. And then lean over, or rather, come over onto your left side. And using your right hand, push on up. Back to a seated, comfortable position. Eyes can still be closed here. Hands down to the sides. On your next inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Bring the palms to touch. Exhale. Release, hands to heart. Take a moment here to say one good positive thing to yourself. Perhaps it's just saying good job for showing up for yourself on the mat. taking this time for your health and your well-being and your recovery. Bowing your head to your heart. Let out the last exhale. Breathe in all the positivity and breathe out. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope it brought to you love, joy, and positivity. Until next class, I will see you again. Namaste in nursing.